Well. That's 3 holes in the ground. Celeste from Los Angeles is back, and she's here to talk to us about her old friend, arthritis. Arthritis is back in town, Celeste. Arthritis is back. What's he doing now?
Well, it's my sister. She has arthritis in all of her major joints. She has gastritis. She had a thyroid move years ago. She's had a knee replacement, and they want to do another one. She has
right. It's nonsense. All right. What does she think about all this nonsense?
She wants to get better. Tired of it.
She's tired of it, right?
Yep.
Well, it's interesting because from our point of view, every single solitary thing that she's suffering from can be traced back to a deficiency in calcium. Arthritis is related to a deficiency in calcium. High blood pressure is related to a deficiency in calcium. Gastritis is related to a deficiency in calcium. I'm going to bet you 25 cents she has restless legs at night in bed. I'm going to bet you 50 cents that when she was a young girl, she had really, really bad menstrual cramps, if she ever had kids. Before she had kids, really bad menstrual cramps. I'm going to bet you that from time to time she has low-grade anxiety and or chronic low-grade back pain, restless legs at night in bed, muscle cramps in her legs at night in bed or during certain amounts of exertion during the day. It sounds to me like she's a textbook example of chronic mineral deficiencies with an emphasis on calcium. So, now,
Okay.
There was a study published a number of years ago, and I was just with Dr. Wallach last weekend, and he quoted this statistic for me, but it went in one ear and out the other. I have to dial this in for my listening audience. There was a study published either in the New England Journal of Medicine or the Journal of the American Medical Association 10 years ago, if not more, at least 10 years ago, that showed knee replacement surgery doesn't work. And they looked at a ridiculous number, like 300,000 cases. It was a gigantic study. And their conclusion, look, it doesn't work because, as in your sister's case, either the original knee that they did the surgery on ultimately gets worse again, and they need to put another knee in, another fake knee, or the other one goes. And, also, they looked at chronic back surgery that was done, and the same thing. Their conclusions are, and their recommendations are, if you have a patient who needs back surgery because of a prolapsed disc or knee replacement surgery, don't do it because it doesn't work. And, this was 10 years ago. Now, do you think that the number of knee replacement surgeries in the last 10 years has gone up or it's gone down? Well, it's gone up because the MDs are hypocrites. With them, it's, let's not have chiropractors. Let's not have herbalists. Let's not have naturopaths. Let's not have homeopaths because there's no science there. And that, of course, is a lie because my profession, the chiropractic profession, is all about science. But when scientific double-blinded or, good scientific studies like this one show that what they're doing doesn't work, they completely disregard it. I mean, if it's research that supports their notion, they embrace it. If it's research that goes against their notion, they disregard it, and they are the least scientific of all members of the scientific community. And it's gigantic hypocrisy, which leads me to believe that they actually took not the Hippocratic oath, but the hypocritical oath when they became medical professionals. So, your sister needs bone and joint support with extra calcium. So the recommendation would be to support her bones and joints, one healthy bone and joint pack with the liquid calcium, one healthy bone and joint pack with the liquid calcium, one selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Wouldn't hurt to throw in an extra bottle of liquid calcium and a bottle or two of liquid glucogel plus for a month or two, just as a little extra insurance. She needs to not even look at anything, any soda pop, any drink that has phosphoric acid in it. And the most common sources of that are soda pop. She also needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods. So get her off of the 10 bad foods. Get her off of soda pop.
Cancer survivor too, Dr. Glidden.
What kind of cancer?
Hodgkin lymphoma.
Yeah, how long ago did she have that?
10 years ago.
All right. Well, God bless her. I'm glad that she's still alive. She's in the minority, by the way. She's in the minority of people who actually survive that illness. But in any event, I'm glad that she's still here. But look, right, there's no cancer gene. There's no non-Hodgkin's lymphoma gene. There's no bad joint gene. There's no bad stomach gene. The reason that these things are happening to her is because her body lacks the raw materials that it needs to maintain its structural integrity, and she's unwittingly eating food that's gumming up the works. You can help her a great deal.
Would be good?
It wouldn't be bad. The first thing to do, however, is the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, selenium, glucogel, and extra calcium. If there's any money left in the kitty, then, yeah, you can do Z-Radical, no problem. But I would emphasize.
What about the Synthroid she's taking?
Now, just have her keep taking it. Okay. She should educate herself about the side effects of too much Synthroid, because when she starts the medical nutrition program, within a couple of weeks, the Synthroid will start acting more efficiently in her body, and if she's not careful, she could be overdosing her body with it, or is starting to get side effects of too much Synthroid in her body, even though she's taking the same dose she always did. It's going to be working more efficiently now that there are nutrients in her body, and often this is, people don't understand this and they freak out. And we just had a person a week ago go to the hospital because of this. Their Synthroid all of a sudden was working twice as good as it did before, and it was an overdose of the drug. So if she's just mindful of these things, well, only she needs to educate herself about what too much Synthroid looks like, right? What the side effects of too much Synthroid are, and if she starts to develop any of those, she should go to a pharmacist and say, hey, look, I think I'm taking too much Synthroid. Tell me how to knock it down.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, right. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, Celeste, keep up the good work out there in the city of angels. I can't think of a better place for you to live. Which brings up an interesting point here, ladies and gentlemen. The medical industry has let us down so much that we have to resort to building a grassroots coalition of the informed. That's why Dr. Wallach, the founder of Youngevity, in his wisdom, chose to set Youngevity up as a network marketing business. He did this on purpose, to grow a grassroots coalition of the informed. What better way to motivate people than to pay them? If you become a member of Youngevity, Youngevity will pay you handsomely to spread Dr. Wallach's message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified nutrition. And, this beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. We decided not to build more naturopathic medical schools. Too much money involved there, too much time involved there. We decided not to try to convince more states to license and regulate naturopathic medicine. That's just a really time-consuming process. We decided not to convince more insurance companies to insure naturopathic physicians, because that's really just a fool's errand. So we have to do something. And rather than, create a structure that's going to help people 200 years from now, Dr. Wallach decided to create a structure that's going to help people right now. So rather than fight the pharmaceutical industry, we're doing an end around the pharmaceutical industry. We're actually helping physicians all around the world to lighten their patient load. We're helping the economies of states and counties and towns to lighten their medical burden by generating results, by delivering results-oriented, boilerplate, foundation medical nutrition for the masses. Boilerplate, foundation medical nutrition for the masses. This is what we bring to the table. And quite frankly, if everybody in the United States did this, the incidence of chronic disease would vaporize. And by the way, if every human being who has type 2 diabetes were to no longer have type 2 diabetes through the advocacy and the use of medical nutrition, we could balance the federal budget in the amount of money that we'd save in the process. Dr. Wallach recently gave a lecture in Los Angeles. I think 300 people were scheduled to come. 1,200 people showed up. The reason that 1,200 people showed up was because 400 of them had eliminated their type 2 diabetes symptoms with Dr. Wallach's medical nutrition. That word spreads quickly. Word here is spreading quickly. What are you waiting for? I don't know what you're waiting for. If you haven't joined Longevity yet, I guess, there's a time and a season for everything. But if I were standing next to you, I'd push you right into the deep end because we need your help. There was somebody at the gas pump today. There was somebody at Timmy Hortons today. There was somebody at Starbucks today right next to you, right in front of you, right behind you, who went to bed last night praying to God for help because they've got something and they got something bad and it ain't getting any better with MD-directed nonsense. Well, guess what? You can make a difference. You can. And if you only made a difference in one person's life, wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, you'd sleep pretty good at night knowing that, your neighbor can play 18 holes of golf now, doesn't need that knee replacement surgery, is not going to have their feet cut off because of diabetic gangrene because now their blood sugars are normalized. That's a pretty good feeling, right? You're darn right it is. How about adding an extra $100 a month to your income? How about $300 a month? How about $500 a month? How about sky's the limit amount, right? The sky is the limit for income generation here with Longevity's business model. You have to apply yourself. You have to become a student of it. You have to work the business, and you have to learn how to do it. But if you're a student, willing, open-minded, and, have half a brain, not only can you make a difference in the lives of others to a remarkable degree, but you can also generate a financial fortune. Not only for you, but for generations to come. Check out the Longevity opportunity. Get with the person who told you about this radio show. Join the revolution. Back after these words. Yeah, baby, it's the eye of the tiger. For some reason, that's where I seem to be every single solitary day. I really shouldn't complain. This is my dharma in this incarnation, at least. Let's stay in California and talk to Emily. Hey, Emily, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, this is Dr. Emily, and I'm calling because my mom had a colonoscopy about a month and a half ago. And about a week after she had the colonoscopy, she developed a pain in her upper thigh. Now, this pain has kind of moved down from her upper thigh to her knee, to the back of her knee, to the bottom, and moved down past her knee. And she has a little knot that she feels. And wherever this little knot is where she's feeling this pain. She's got some inflammation. Her knee is really swollen, and she's having a lot of problems with it. And so I'm concerned about what could this knot possibly be. Now, she's a diabetic, and she's already on the blood sugar pack. She's also taking selenium. She's taking the vision product because she's having problems with her vision because of the diabetes. And she's taking the selenium. She's taking the Noralip because she was having some neuropathy problems with her hand. But once she had this colonoscopy, this issue developed. So I'm wondering what can she do? I'm really concerned about this knot that's moving.
Well, you need to go back to the person that performed the colonoscopy. You need to tell them this is happening and tell them that you think it's a deep vein thrombosis. Tell them that you think it's a deep vein thrombosis. It sounds to me like that's what it is, which is basically a blood clot that's developed in her leg and that now is traveling down the veins deep in her leg. It sounds to me like that's what this is. But,
we had an X-ray and 2 ultrasounds to see if they saw one. They kept saying they didn't see one, but now I'm thinking that somehow they missed it.
Well, I mean, that's a relatively easy thing for them to do, is miss stuff. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it all the time. What you can do is just assume that it is and give her nutritional support sufficient to the cause. And one of the things that we do for this in order to support and promote healthy blood circulation is what's it called? Nightly Essence. The Nightly Essence. Nightly Essence has a biochemical in it called nattokinase. And nattokinase, believe it or not, is an extract of earthworms, which sounds a lot grosser than it really is. And nattokinase dissolves blood clots. I mean, it's clinically proven to dissolve blood clots. So I would give her a couple bottles of Nightly Essence. I'd give her like 6 Nightly Essence a day. I'd give 3 in the morning right when she wakes up. I'd give 3 before bed. How much does she weigh?
She weighs about 197.
All right. For the next week, I'd give her 3 Nightly Essence twice a day, 3 before bed, 3 first thing in the morning. I'd give her 15 EFA plus, 15 EFA plus a day. 5 with breakfast, 5 with lunch, 5 with dinner. And I would double the amount of liquid calcium that you're giving her. And I would do this just for 7 days to see if it gives you a leg up on the pain, and that time the pun was intended.
They double the
calcium.
Is it OsteoFX?
Yeah, the OsteoFX. Double the OsteoFX. Whatever you're giving her now, double it. And give her 15 EFA plus a day and 6 Nightly Essence, 3 twice a day for 7 days.
Okay, where do you get the Nightly Essence from?
Yeah, that's a Youngevity product. All this is Youngevity stuff.
Okay.
It's in the Youngevity catalog.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And what I would do, I would take her, if it's in her insurance plan, I'd take her to a different doctor.
Okay.
Because, the people that you've taken her to now, they don't want to, it might be that they don't want to find something because they don't want to be liable for finding something, right?
Yeah, and that was my concern. However, we did take her to the hospital. We took her back to her regular doctor, and now we called them yesterday and said she's in a lot of pain. They're like, oh, well, take the painkillers for a week and then call us back. I'm like, really? So this is going to be an excruciating pain for a week and call you back?
Yeah, it's nuts, right? I mean, this is the best medicine in the world. You got to be freaking kidding me.
Exactly.
It's nuts, and it gets worse all of the time. So, Emily, let this be a warning to you, right?
Yes.
Take your nutritional supplements every day. Change your diet right now. Make a difference in your world so you don't follow your mother down this road of misery. Call me back in a week with a report. I'll look forward to it. Appreciate you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, drglidden.com. That's where you want to be. Click on the Insider button and join the revolution. Yep, that's the way we do it. Medical nutrition and education for free. How about that? This radio program's free, right? Check out the archives, the radio archives on my website. That's all free. You can type in a keyword for all of my archived podcasts, and it'll pull up the radio show where I talked about that. That's free. We give it away, folks. Why do we give it away? Because I took an oath in 1991 to eliminate human suffering, and I take it very seriously. Knowledge in this regard is more than power. It's life-affirming, life-saving, action-oriented facts. Facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Jim in California is up next. Hey, Jim. What's cracking?
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
How are you?
I've got type 2 diabetes.
Ouch.
I'm 61 years old. I've been on oral medication for about 9 years.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it.
Yeah, well, look, man, you've been played by Big Pharma because, I mean, no kidding. There's no other way to say this than, I like to just say it like it is. Call a spade, right? 1958, there was a doctor named Mertz, M-E-R-T-Z, I believe. He proved that type 2 diabetes is caused by a deficiency in the mineral chromium, that if there's not enough chromium in your body, then you're going to have problem metabolizing sugar, And then later research showed another relationship between a trace mineral vanadium and proper sugar metabolism. And in the United States, it's probably the same in Canada because, I mean, it's just an artificial border that we share. It's the same geography. Mm-hmm. The U.S. Department of Agriculture showed that over 90% of the soil in the U.S. doesn't have chromium in it. So, I wonder why type 2 diabetes is such a runaway train. Now, when you put that into the same mix as, massive amounts of sugar now in the diet, massive amounts of sugar now in the food that, we go to the supermarket and buy, it's a recipe for type 2 diabetes. Not enough minerals in the body and too much sugar in the food. It's only a matter of time until that whole house of cards falls in on itself. But however, the real sticking point here, and if you're not angry by this, you're just not paying attention. In the United States, different in Canada because of socialized medicine, but it's similar, just not as intense as it is in the United States. One type 2 diabetic patient treated for 40 years will profit the medical industry between $300,000 and $600,000. So it's better for them to manage it than it is for them to cure it. Yeah. Even though since 1958 we've known what to do to get on the other side of it. And it's just ridiculous. So, look, man, glad you found us. Have you started or tried any of the longevity stuff for blood sugar support yet?
No, not yet. I just found your program, and I was looking around on the Internet within the last few days. And
all right, great, man. Well, welcome aboard. I appreciate the trust. What part of Canada are you in?
I'm in California, Southern California.
Oh, California. Got it wrong. I'm sorry. San Diego?
East of L.A., about 50 miles.
Oh, yeah. Well, the guy that founded Longevity, Dr. Joel Wallach, was just in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Gave a lecture. 300 people were signed up to come, and 1,200 people showed up. I mean,
I would have been there if I'd have known about it, but
yeah. Well, I know that
a couple days ago.
Well, I know it's not a perfect world, right? Yeah. But in any event, the reason that there were so many people there is because there's a large Hispanic community in L.A. Mm-hmm. 400 people in the community recovered from type 2 diabetes. 400 people.
Wow.
400 people. And, one of the great things about the Hispanic community is, it's all about the family, man. And if one person in the family does something positive, everybody in the family is going to be doing it, right? Because that's just the way that the culture is, and that's awesome. So it's hard to keep the truth down. So our basic plan of attack here for anything is, you give the body the proper nutrition, appropriate for body weight, and stop eating food that's coming up the works for 90 days. 90 days. Give us 90 days to make a dent in your symptoms. And if nothing happens in 90 days, I'll eat my hat. So how much do you weigh?
I'm about 228. I'm 5'9".
Okay. So you're about, 35, 40 pounds overweight, right?
Yeah.
Well, and again, that's not your fault. You don't have the fat gene. You're not lazy. You don't have a stomach that's too big. You have a bad doctor. Because there's only one thing that makes people gain weight. Your body is nutritionally starved. Mm-hmm. And your body knows how much nutrition it needs. Your body knows how much nutrition it does not have. So your body forces you to eat calories when you are nutritionally starved in order to fill its nutritional tank up. But the food that we're eating doesn't have the nutrients necessary in it. So we'll go to Olive Garden, eat 3,000 calories, and 2 hours later we're starving again.
Right.
and it's crazy. And then you let your doctor convince you it's psychological. Oh, you're depressed. No, I'm not. You're a freaking idiot. It's got nothing to do with it. So one of the side effects of getting on board with the medical nutrition program, in this case to support healthy blood sugar, is that you will automatically lose between 15 and 20 pounds without even trying. No calorie counting, no extra exercise, no nothing. Once you fill your body's nutritional tank up, eliminate food that's gumming up the works, you just naturally lose weight. So you have a lot to look forward here to. So here's my recommendation for you, Jim. 2, Well, let me see. What do I want to do? Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to do 2 Healthy Start Pack 2.0. It's called Healthy Start Pack 2.0 Liquid. That's the complete name. It's a long, stupid name, but I didn't come up with it. Two of it's a Healthy Start Pack 2.0 Liquid. All right, you need 2 of those.
Is this per month or?
Yeah, per month.
Okay.
Yep, at 229 pounds. And 2 bottles of Sweeties, 2 bottles of Sweeties. That's it. That's all you need. 2 Healthy Start Pack 2.0 with the liquid calcium in the liquid form, and 2 bottles of Sweeties. Plus.
And that's per month for 3 months.
Yep, per month for 3 months. Plus, eliminate the 10 bad foods, and you can get that list for free on my website.
I saw the list.
Yeah. How'd you find us?
Well, I heard. I listen to podcasts a lot because I walk 3 or 4 miles a day.
Yep.
And I heard another naturopath on there, so I went home and I was just cruising on the internet, and you popped up there someplace. So I went to your website, downloaded the podcast for the last 4 or 5 days since I think Thursday, and have listened to them since then.
Well, great, man. Awesome. I love the internet, man. Isn't it cool?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
I've been very health conscious. I teach high school anatomy, and we focus on health a lot. But I don't know all of the biochemistry like a professional like yourself would, which is why I'm calling.
All right, great. Well, one of the things I would encourage you to do as an educator is become a subscriber to my health webinar stuff and become a Dr. Glidden Insider. I have over 110 hours of educational webinars with PowerPoints and everything.
Wow.
That just walk people right through, here's what we think about arthritis, right? Here's what the MDs think about it, and here's why they're wrong, and here's why we're right, whatever. So if you're an educator, you can do a lot of work here, man. And so Youngevity, the nutritional supplement company that I advocate, is a networked marketing business. And so in order for you to get the nutritional supplements at the wholesale price, and in order to hook yourself up with somebody who can kind of be your Youngevity mentor and tell you how to take the stuff in the appropriate dosages and answer any questions that you might have, then because you found my radio show on your own, that's easy. Just dial this number, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696.
Okay.
Tell whomever answers the phone or leave a message that I told you to call and that you need help with ordering and taking the nutritional supplements, and somebody from my team will call you back, hook you right up, show you the ropes, and life is good, man.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate your trust, Jim. Give me a call back every 3 weeks, more or less, with a report. And it's important also, since you're medicating this, that you remain disciplined in measuring your blood sugars every day, right? Because once they start to come down, you're going to have to back off on the medication appropriately. So as long as you're mindful of that, and life is good.
Yeah, I don't want to be hypoglycemic.
Yeah, no, kidding. And I got to tell you, man, because of the holistic nature of what we do, if your body or anybody else's body is so minerally deficient that you are displaying active blood sugar metabolism problems, then there's a lot of other stuff going on to your detriment that you've probably just gotten used to, and you think it's just life, like carrying around 28 extra pounds of weight. There's probably a bunch of other things that you've just kind of gotten used to, and you think, oh, man, that's just life, and, whatever, I have to deal with it. So because of the holistic nature of this program, once you dial it in, we recommend you just be mindful of, everything, not just your blood sugars, but your mood, your energy, your appetite, your sleep, your bowel movement, your sex drive. I mean, everything, man. And that's the best way to judge the effectiveness or lack thereof of any medical intervention, whether it's a nutritional one or not. I'm very excited for you, Jim. I'm glad that you found us, and I appreciate the trust.
Well, I appreciate the information you put out there, and I'll keep in touch and let you know what my progress is.
Yeah, I'll look forward to it. And maybe one of these days I can do a little Skype presentation for your students. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh,
Thanks,
that'd
man.
be terrific, yeah.
Appreciate you very, very much. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of education in this regard goes a long, long way. And there's nothing like results. And were it not for results, we would have been in the dustbin of history, right? Because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you're out of a job. Unless, of course, you monopolize the industry the way that the MDs have. And the only reason that they maintain their top dog position is because they legislated themselves there. They're in the driver's seat, not because of superior therapeutics, but because of financial and political coalitions and laws which keep them there. Deanna in Arizona is up next with a question about a rash. Hey, Deanna, thanks for the call.
Hi. Also, I've had migraines for 42 years.
Ouch.
And I
Well,
can't
look.
pin them down to anything. So I need help on both.
Oh, well, migraines, from our point of view, are a deficiency in a biochemical called prostaglandin. And prostaglandin is caused by an essential fat. Lack of prostaglandin is caused by an essential fatty acid deficiency. So my recommendation to you, go to my website, drglidden.com. Scroll down on the front page until you get the list of the 10 bad foods. Eliminate the 10 bad foods.
I've already done that.
All right, good job. Stick around. I'll bring you back up on the other side of the break and help you figure out how to get your health back. I appreciate the phone call. Stick around, folks. Well, you've done it again, ladies and gentlemen. You've wasted another 2 perfectly good hours by hanging out with me. I appreciate that. It's tongue-in-cheek, right? Appreciate you very, very much. You are part of the revolution, whether you think you are or not. Because one of these nights, you're going to wake up, it's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to get it. The lights are going to turn on, and you're going to become a member of Longevity. You're going to become a Dr. Glidden Insider. You're going to take our message to the streets and help to change things. Not only in your own family, but in your own community. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Deanna from Arizona is still with us. Okay, Deanna, how much do you weigh?
I weigh 195.
Okay, are you taking any longevity stuff so far?
Almost all of it.
Well, you got to tell me
Not
what you're
all
taking.
of it, but I'm taking a lot of many things. EFA and EFA Plus.
Okay, how many?
I'm taking 9 EFA and 3 EFA Plus.
Okay, very good. What's next?
I'm taking the OsteoFX, and
Yep.
I'm taking the Healthy Start Pack.
Yeah, but how much of the OsteoFX do you take every day?
Probably 1 ounce. Should
Okay,
be taking 2.
How much do you weigh?
195.
Yeah, okay. So for 7 days as an experiment, I'd like you to take 3 ounces a day of the white liquid calcium and see whether or not that makes a difference with your headaches, okay?
Okay.
Okay. What else?
Let's see. I'm taking the
Beyond Tangy?
Tangy, yes.
How much of
I
that do
only
you do?
take 1 ounce of that, so I should be taking more.
Yeah. Here's what I would do for 7 days as an experiment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you have that in the powdered form or the liquid?
Liquid.
So what's it called? Tropical Plus?
Wait a minute. Do we have the liquid or do we have the powdered Tangy Tangerine? Powdered.
All right. So do 1 level scoop in 12 ounces of water 4 times a day.
Okay.
Okay? I only want you to do this for 7 days just to see if it makes a difference. I think it's going to.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm taking selenium 3 a day.
Good girl. Okay. All right, that's fine.
And I was going to start the dailies 3 a day.
You can do that if you want to, and that's not a bad idea. I do Ultimate Dailies every day for prevention purposes. But really, I think you need to increase, you need to increase the Tangy. You need to increase the calcium.
Okay.
And just see if that makes a difference. And I bet you in 7 days you're going to notice a difference.
Do you think I'm taking enough of the EFA and the EFA Plus?
Absolutely, positively, no problem there.
Okay, I don't need 15 a day or anything?
No, well, it might not hurt, but I think you need more calcium and more Beyond Tangy because remember, this is, it's like, it's like a whole recipe, if you're making a pie crust, right, you need a lot of things, not just flour, right? So the secret to our success here is the combination of many different nutrients, and I think you just need to up the ante with the calcium and the Beyond Tangy.
Okay, and what about my friend with the rash on his leg? He's had it for 4 or 5 years, and it itches, and it moves around.
Okay, so the first thing to consider with a chronic rash anywhere on the body is an allergy to a grain,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the recommendation there for him is to stop the 10 bad foods.
I'm sorry, stop the what? The 10 bad foods, right.
Yep, stop that.
Okay.
And for nutritional support, I would give him 1 healthy brain and heart pack.
Healthy brain and heart pack, okay.
1 of those per 100 pounds of body weight per month.
Okay.
That's all that I would do for the first 90 days.
Okay.
All right?
And then see how he does.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed. Everybody always improves somewhere in 90 days to a remarkable degree, right? When you feed the body the stuff. It's kind of like, giving a plant Miracle-Gro. I mean, something's going to get better, right?
Right.
I know. Thanks for the call, Deanna. You are the greatest. David from Canada, we don't have time. I wish we did because I have a lot to say about hyperbaric chambers, which is what your question was about. If you're available, give me a shout on tomorrow's show. I'll bring you up first. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate your time. God willing and the creek don't rise. I'm back in the saddle tomorrow afternoon. Until then, live long and prosper. Dr. Glidden over and out.